how to use imagination to supersize and grow our business, to grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. I was thinking about imagination the other day. And obviously, imagination and creativity and curiosity and things are important to me, as witnessed by my interesting background. Imagination at work is what triggered my thought process originally to start looking at other idioms that have to do something with imagination. Beyond imagination, by any stretch of the imagination, by no stretch of the imagination, flight of imagination, figment of one's imagination, not by any stretch of the imagination. There's so many of them. And I got to thinking about imagination and how does that play into growing and building and supersizing my business, and how can you use it to grow and build and supersize your business? And then how do you do that? How are you currently using imagination or visualization or things, or even are you? A lot of business owners are not particularly imaginative. We find a model that someone else has used, we reproduce that model in our business, and then we just build our own little niche or our own little piece of the pie, and that's as far as it goes. But if COVID has taught us anything in the last year and a half, and hopefully it's taught you many things that can help you grow and build and supersize your business, it's taught us the importance of being flexible, the importance of being creative, the importance of changing and looking for different ways of doing things, maybe different than we've ever done before, but creative, and there's always solutions if we're willing to look for them. So our ability to form a picture in our mind is what imagination is, right? So many of us, I used to think I can't visualize, I can't imagine anything, and I thought I had a terrible imagination. How many of us have ever thought we've had no imagination or a bad imagination? Well, it's not true. Every one of us, we actually think in images, which is imagination, all the time. Our brain doesn't think in words. We think of a picture of something and then we describe it with our vocabulary and our words. It's the ability to form a picture in our mind without using our other five senses. So if somebody says, think of a bird, we're all thinking of a different type of bird. Well, maybe I'm thinking of this little blue bird, and you might be thinking of a red-headed woodpecker or a bald eagle, whatever, but they're all birds, but we visualize in our mind. We see a picture of that in our mind, some type of a bird. Even as much as we might try to not have a picture of that in our mind, we're going to imagine a bird. So what are some ways, and today we'll just talk about a handful or maybe a couple of more ways that we can use imagination in our business right now to grow and build and supersize our business. Number one, we can find ways to do more with less. Has anybody had to do that during COVID-19? Most business owners I know have had to figure out how to do more with less. Less people, less money, less dollars coming in, less time to offer their products and services, less ability to get right face-to-face with people, which might be the way that they normally and traditionally did business. We've all had to get creative, use our imaginations, and come up with solutions. And those businesses that have done that, applied their imagination, gotten creative, looked for the possibilities for growth and expansion, which is another way to use the imagination, have thrived during this period of chaos and craziness that COVID and the pandemic and politics and everything else, depending on where you live and what's going on, have created. As much as they've created challenges for some organizations, they've created incredible opportunities for other industries and for other businesses. So, one, find ways to do more with less. Two, see possibilities for growth and expansion. The only way we're going to believe and experience those things in our life in terms of growth and expansion for our business is if we first imagine them and see them in our mind's eye. Isn't it interesting that everything that exists, including you and I, started out as an idea, started out in someone's imagination? What's a third way that we can do this? We can use imagination to inspire creativity in other people by using different processes and things in our business to encourage people to think creatively, to think and use their imagination to come up with solutions to problems. We can do it via brainstorming. Brainstorming is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. We have a problem, we have a challenge, we're seeing symptoms of a problem, we get to the root cause of the problem, and now together we can brainstorm and throw out ideas of possible ways to deal with that situation, deal with that problem, deal with that challenge. Number four, we can encourage our employees to look beyond the obvious, which is, to do what we've always done before, to find solutions to problems, to find new ways, different ways, better ways, continually improving ways to do things. 5, we can use our imagination to draw out and draw on our past experiences and our past knowledge and combine them with what's going on now or with the world around us to create brand new solutions, things that have never existed before, brand new ideas. And 6, we can use our imagination because it's a powerful force that helps us to generate ideas. It's an incredible way to come up with different ways of looking at things. Sometimes all we need to solve a problem is to look at it from a different point of view, to have a different perspective. Sometimes all we have to do is put ourselves in our customers' shoes, and what we need to do becomes very obvious. But we have to be imaginative and creative enough to put ourselves into our customers' shoes, the people that we serve. So I would love to know today, and I'm going to stop now talking about imagination, but I'm going to pick it up again tomorrow. We're going to talk about how we take imagination and go from imagination to reality and what tool we use to do that, and then 9 things we can do and create out of that. And we might even talk about one more thing, but I might save that for the day after tomorrow, just to keep guessing. So share in the comments below, how are you currently using imagination in your work, in your business, to supersize and grow your business? And if you're not, be honest with yourself and just say, hey, we're not using it. We're just struggling to get by. We're barely surviving right now. We have not got the time or the energy to think about imagination. So just say none. But if you are doing something, share in the comments below so that we can all learn from one another. And enjoy your day. I am going to go out and enjoy my day. I encourage you to do the same. I'm going to use my imagination, put on my little thinking cap, and come up with new and creative ways to meet some of the challenges that I'm facing in my business right now. I invite you to do the same. Share in the comments below, what are you doing now, if anything? Or just put, hey, not doing anything. What else could we possibly do? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.